This next part is very, very important. You remember back at the beginning, I had added a thing in that I had moved the scripts from my folder to here and to my script source user, and here the scripts are right here. Now we have the scripts, but these are just the source. We have to compile them. So what you want to do is in the CK, you want to click on gameplay and go down to compile papyrus scripts. And this usually takes a second. Unless you have a really fast computer like me, it doesn't take that long at all. Alright, so you want to go find your scripts, whatever you named them. In this case, it's mine's tutorial, so it's usually down here at the bottom. Okay. There's my tutorial uninstaller script. I'm going to click yes on that, and my tutorial installer script right there. Right? Now, here's how this works. I'm going to click the compile button. If a window comes up and then disappears, you did everything correctly. If it comes up and stays up, that means something's wrong. Everything worked correctly. All right. And that's all there is to that. And I'll show you what that actually did. So we're going to go back to source, and we're going to scroll down here. There's our tutorial installer script, and there's our tutorial uninstaller script. It basically compiled the scripts for us to use. All right, now we're going to move on to actually doing the quest that will allow you to open your menu in the game. All right, go ahead, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to collapse everything. It makes it easier to work with. I'm going to open up the character menu. I'm going to go down to quest, and I'm going to open that up. I'm just going to right click here, and I'm going to click new, and I'm going to give it an ID 000 tutorial installer quest. You do not have to name it, but it helps. So we're going to go ahead and it's just good practice. And we want to make sure that it is start game enabled and it is run once. Now you'll see that it only has 4 tabs here. Just go ahead and click OK to confirm your quest, and then reopen it, and you'll see that it has a lot more tabs here. So the only one we're really interested in is the scripts tab. So we're going to go to scripts, and we are going to click add. And I had tutorial in the filter already from something else I was doing. So you just put in, the name of like your whatever, the first word of whatever you named your script, whatever. Find your script. In this case, it's tutorial installer script. Okay, and it'll pop this right here, which is the properties for the installer script that we made. And it's the vanilla workshop menus, vanilla workshop menu, formless, constraint, auto, default, none. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to go to edit value, and we are going to want to go all the way down to the bottom and find the workshop menu main right there. That's the one we want right there. And then at custom workshop menus, you put in your workshop menu main that you made. And that is good. And that is done. Click OK and save your work. Alright, now we're going to move on to making the uninstaller. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and collapse these menus so that it's easier to work with. And I'm going to go to the magic menu and I'm going to click down here and I'm going to click on magic effects and I want to make a new magic effect. So I'm going to right click in the editor ID window and I'm going to click on new. And we got this right here. We are going to give it our new ID. And we're going to call this the uninstall effect. And we want to give it a name. You have to have it named. So uninstall effect. And we'll look, effect archetype is value modifier casting type. We're going to want to make that fire and forget. Delivery self doesn't require magic skill. Absorb chance. We're going to want to go ahead and this is an association. It's just going to be normally that start, so it's no big deal. If you want, you can change it to action points, whatever. This isn't really going to come into play. So we're going to go down here, taper duration, base cost, all that. We don't want to mess with that. Now, what we are going to want to, in the flags, we're going to want to click on recover. And we're going to want to click on no area and painless. And there's nothing else in here that we need to do in this menu display object. We don't have to worry about none of that. Nothing with the target conditions. Our magic item description uninstalls the tutorial workshop from your game. Now we need to put the script on it, but you'll see that where it says Papyrus scripts, it says script list dialog placeholder. That's a problem. Actually, it's not. Just push OK and then reopen it. You'll see that this changed right here, down here in the bottom right hand corner. What we're going to do is we're going to click add, and since I had tutorial up anyway, it shows up right here. So what you're going to want to do is put your uninstaller script in right here and it will pop the properties window. So we're going to click on that and we're going to click on the value, and you can see it gives us our T.A.P installer quest. That's what we're going to want to, you're going to want to pick your quest you just made. That's okay. That's okay. Now we need to put this effect onto an object to use as a uninstaller. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to use Jet. You can use whatever you want. I prefer to use Jet. Click on all, get all of them. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go down here to Jet. I'm going to change the name of it to uninstaller chem. And I'm going to make the name of it uninstaller chem. And description, uninstalls tutorial workshop from your game. Right? So that's all good. And we'll move on down. Addiction. We're going to want to go ahead and just put none. And with the keywords, we're just going to go ahead and clear this out. We don't need any keywords. And we're going to go ahead and clear out all the effects names. Just like that. Just like that. And right click in here and click new. Now we're going to make a new effect. So in this window, it says effect. Go ahead and choose your new effect for your uninstaller. Magnitude doesn't matter. None of that. That's all good. And we're going to click OK. And that's all we need to do for that. Your uninstaller is made. Now we have to make a constructible object for this so that you can actually make it in game. Now, the easy way is just to go ahead and open up whatever recipe that you made. Like, say if you use Jet, I'm using Jet. And I'm going to go ahead and rename this to 000 tut co chem, and then I'm going to put uninstaller after it so I know what it is. Uninstall. And I want to workbench keyword chem lab and the created object in this drop down menu. We're going to go up here and we're going to choose our uninstaller chem that we made. Just like that. And we only need one of them. And in the description, uninstalls the tutorial workshop from your game. Right? And for the required items list, you can basically anything you want, you can just leave it there. If you want to require stuff to make it, that's fine. I personally don't, so that's good. We are going to want to change this. The recipe filters. We're going to remove this one. Delete. And we're going to add one. And we're going to type into the filter recipe. And we're going to go down and find the word recipe. And we're going to use recipe utility. That will put it in the utility section in the chem bench. So that's all good. And there's our first constructible object. New form, yes. Now you can actually you can make your uninstaller in the chem bench. All right. Next, we're going to move on to adding some items.